All right, this is day 16, I guess. It's really, day 15 was a 0 day, and stayed at the Stanimals for an extra day to let my foot get better. Walked on it some yesterday and it felt good, but I've been taking ibuprofen and acetaminophen to try to take care of that, and it seems to be helping. I just got to baby it today and see if it doesn't work out. I'll call Mike from Stanimals back and get off trail. But right now it's swollen, but it doesn't hurt at all, and it's not limiting movement in the foot. So it's my left foot. So fingers crossed. Just gonna probably shoot for 14 to 16 today at most. Just go slower, try to do the same amount of time on trail, but try to finish no later than 6, but just go slower to do it. There's a good view of the James River. Just finished the first part of the climb out of the valley. Foot's feeling really good, actually. I can feel it there, but it's feeling like it's not getting worse. So just got to, but I've been taking it slow, and that seems to be helping. So fingers crossed. Nice little bridge. I think there's a reservoir coming up. This is probably the creek coming off of it, but now might look for some camping near here. I'll be about 15. I don't know if there's anything past that. Good morning. It's like day 17, 16th day hiking. Count the 0 day. Stayed at the Brown Mountain Creek shelter last night. Had a bunkmate named Andrew, who's a section hiker or a weekend hiker, and right next to the creek. Actually slept fairly well last night, considering it was on a wooden floor. But a little blustery this morning, waiting for a weather update. I don't recall seeing weather coming in last time I checked, but it sure looks like it's coming in. So it's probably 60 degrees right now, which means it'll be a little chilly if it does start raining. And anyway, I get off my butt and get out of camp here, so everything's off the floor. I'm ready to go. So see what happens today. My foot feels fairly good. It's still swollen, but hiking on it well yesterday. You know, taking advil and tylenol morning, pre-lunch, and maybe just before about 6 o'clock, and that seems to settle it down. At one point I didn't even feel it, so probably because of the meds. But anyway, it's functional. I think it's mostly muscle soreness. It's not like tendons like my last spring's tendonitis problem on my right foot was, but it seems like it's muscle soreness mostly. So I'm gonna keep optimistic that it's not damaging anything, and I can keep using it. I have to look at that chart. I'll post a picture of that that has information about this along with the video, so it should say what year this occurred. That sign said that they were freed slaves and they were sharecroppers, and they sold their land to the Forest Service in the 1920s. Not that long ago, 100 years ago. That's impressive. near Bald Peak. I'm not quite sure. I'll look it up. This is the first sort of grassy bald section that we've seen. Well, there's been another one, but not as open like this one. It was more like a mowed section, but this is more of a grassy bald like we had down in the Smokies. So nice and wide open, full of ball bearing size rocks apparently on the trail, which are fun to walk on. Oh, here's my setup at Porter Gap. Got here early, 4 o'clock. I didn't want to go to the next campsite because of the topography. Looked like it was going to be a little more windy than this. It was 400 feet higher and probably not the best thing to do. So let's see if I can do this without spilling it. And let's see, it's hot. Don't spill over. All right, let it soak for a bit. All right, this is day 18. It's October 15th. And it is cold today and drizzly. So it says it's a 34, feels like 31. I was able to get a Garmin weather report, and then I had a signal and got a weather bug report. It's supposed to stop drizzling at 9 o'clock. It started at 10 to 8. Had some oatmeal this morning, kept it simple. Got out of there. And the trail's a little wet, very colorful though. Lots of leaves some on the trees, mostly on the ground. It's like somehow I've missed the fall colors in the trees, but come into sections that have already fallen. Maybe I'll see some other sections that haven't fallen yet, and it might be a little more scenic. Anyway, trying to stay warm right now. The descent down the Priest Mountain is a beast. I don't know if I had any footage at the top, but it was like a rock and leaf salad or rock and leaf soup. Basically big pockets of leaves with different size rocks in them that you didn't know about until you stuck your foot in it. So finding a flat spot to step on, my bad foot, is a little challenging, but anyway, it's better here at the bottom. I think most of the leaves have fallen at that higher elevation, about 1,800 feet now. I was up at 4,000. This is a 3,000 foot drop into the valley, and I'll probably have lunch here at the bottom, and then I've got a similar size climb, but over 3 miles. I think this was a 3,000 foot drop over just 2 miles roughly. I'm going up the other side. I've got a different mountain, but 3,000 foot of climbing over 3 miles. Of course, I carry too much water. I think I've got 2 liters plus 1 sip, but you're never sure what's coming up, what water sources are coming up. This is a pretty good one, but I won't have to stop since I'm full. Just across the road after coming down Priest Mountain. About to cross another suspension bridge. Crossing a small creek. Before I do the 3,000-foot climb. Alright, good morning. Today is like the 19th day of hiking. So I got my first authentic hitch. Well, Fontana I guess was an authentic hitch. That was like a super quickie one. But anyway, this stood outside of the was it the Dragons Tooth bed and breakfast or B&B that I stayed at last night and camped. And anyway, nice gentleman came up. I stood there for a while with my bag on the side of the road, and a second, maybe 10 minutes later, I put my, so I'm just gonna look like a backpacker. I put my backpack on, and then I put my little hiker sign, just held it up, and like first car in the line of cars turned around and came back and picked me up. Turned out it was a guy who's given a lot of hitches to people. As a former preacher, maybe he's an active preacher, handyman guy that has picked up a lot of hitchhikers here on the backbone and driven them up to Reids Gap here. Anyway, that little sign does its trick, I guess. So I'm glad I brought that. It's warming up a little bit this morning. Took my puffy off. Now I'm just wearing like a wool short sleeve and a long sleeve poly shirt. That's enough. Still wearing pants and a beanie. Still a bit cool, but puffy was too much. So I'm only about 4 miles into this thing today. Only have 17 though to get to Waynesboro. I'll call Stanimals. I'm gonna get about 4 miles out if I have a signal. Debating whether or not I do a take a zero tomorrow. So as soon as I start hiking, my foot feels great. Of course, we got advil and tylenol, but once it just gets moving, it gets limbered up and feels a lot better. There's no nerve pain, so like last year on the right foot. So I think I can keep going. It's just the trail's been following this wall of rocks for like 200 yards at least. And there were sections where it was twice as high as this, going up this climb now. Must be someone's property line from a while back. Can't imagine the effort it took to do that. That must be the resort that has some skiing that the pastor told me about this morning that gave me a hitch. Looks like there's, I don't know, a handful of runs over there. Ski lift.